This is an Annapolis bonus podcast.
This is the first time I've been down to the South Annapolis Yacht Center, and boy, it is a beautiful facility with, overlooking Spa Creek, and a little beyond that, you look at St. Mary's, and you've got the bridge just down the road and everything else. But we're joined this morning by Bret and Remy Anderson, as well as Lex Arizzi, and we're talking about Fish for a Cure, which is coming up in November, which seems a little bit odd to be talking about it now, but that's coming up really, really quick. And that is a huge fundraiser, and I don't want to say for the hospital, but it is for the Luminis Arundel Medical Center's Geaton and JoAnn DeCesaris Cancer Institute, and it goes on and on and on for survivorship program.
Yes, you nailed it.
And this has been an event that has been going on for so long, and it's so much fun, and we wanted to sit here and talk about it. And it has been hosted at 3 years here at the South Annapolis Yacht Center, thanks to the generosity of the Andersons. Lex, you are on the board of Fish for a Cure. What is it?
Well, we are a fundraiser, but there are lots of facets to Fish for a Cure, but we are primarily a fishing tournament, and we also host a party afterwards. So both events are very well known in Annapolis. We have some very heavy-duty fishermen who come and fish with us. And then there are some captains of these fundraising boats that just want to raise the funds and function as a fundraising team. But at the end of the night, we all come back to SAYC and we throw a really awesome party. We weigh in the fish and we just celebrate everything that we've accomplished for the Cancer Institute.
Well, I saw on the website, and the website is Fish for a Cure, and it's FOR. Not the number, even though you're branded with the number 4. But it's for the Cancer Survivorship Program.
Correct.
What is the Cancer Survivorship Program? Obviously, we know what a Cancer Institute does. It works to create studies and everything else to sort of hopefully find a cure, Fish for a Cure.
Yes.
But what does the Survivorship Institute do?
Within the survivorship program are the ones that Fish for a Cure supports, and they would be things like nurse navigators, nutritional support, some rehabilitation services, and some of these services can be underfunded because they're not always deemed medically necessary. And so we stepped in as Fish for a Cure to raise the funds to actually fund these positions because they are so vital to cancer patients' treatment and outcomes.
There is an awful lot that goes involved with a cancer diagnosis and living with it, and both for the patient as well as the family and the friends and everything else. And unfortunately, cancer touches pretty much everybody at some point in some way. That's why this is such an important function and such an important event to have here in Annapolis. How long has Fish for a Cure been around?
This is our 17th year.
17th year?
Yes.
Almost legal.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's funny that you put it that way.
And then in a couple more years, you can bring booze into the thing, and they can drive.
Oh my gosh, then it's really going to get real. Like, we have fun, but I hadn't thought about that. Wait till we're 21. That'll be a big party.
But in 17 years, how successful has it been? Do you have an idea of how much money you've raised?
Absolutely,
Do you have that bank book right with you? Or?
Yeah, well, I've got it right up here. Over $4.5 million cumulatively.
Holy mackerel,
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge. And over the last, I don't know how many years, but it's been an average of $600,000 we've raised every year. And that goes straight to the Cancer Institute to directly fund these programs that support cancer patients. So this isn't just going into some vacuum. It's just we give the money to support these programs that support the patient.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the tournament and I guess the party too. We need to talk about that because that's probably, I don't know which is more important. It depends on which,
Well, that's the great thing about Fish for a Cure is you can get involved in any way. If you love to fish, great, you can fish. If you just want to come party and support, fabulous, you can do that too.
We like that. So talk to me about the tournament. How does this work?
Captains register their boat, and each boat has the captain and anglers on that boat. And think of a boat as a fundraising team. So the captains go out and starting now or several months ago, they register their boat and they fundraise throughout the months leading up to the tournament. And then on tournament day, they go out and they fish. So there's that aspect to it too. They're functioning as fundraising teams leading up to the tournament. And then the day of the tournament, they all go out and fish. And there's a fishing tournament aspect.
Okay, so this is sort of like the Polar Bear Plunge, where they're type of, and then the walkathons that you've known, where you go and you say, "Hey, give me $1 for every mile I walk," and
That's a great
things like that.
That's a great way to describe it. Yes.
That's awesome. I mean, can boats still register at this point?
Absolutely. They can register through October 30th. Fishforacure.org, where you can go to register.
Right. Do you have a limit on the number of boats?
No, we do not have a limit.
How big is the bay?
That's a great question.
I guess that's
we would
big
love
enough
to fill up the bay.
Yeah,
Nothing
big
would
enough.
make us happier than to fill up the bay with Fish for a Cure boats.
Are there any boats or teams that somebody that's looking to register a boat needs to watch out for? I mean, you've 17 years, you've got to have people that are coming back, and they're probably pretty cutthroat as far as the fundraising goes.
Yes, it's very hard to tell, because one of the most exciting moments are the moments leading up to the announcement of the Captain's Challenge winner, because we have captains come in that will throw money on their boat at the last minute and totally tip the scales. And they'll come out of nowhere with like a ridiculously large donation. So it's really hard to tell who to look out for in terms of fundraising. And as I mentioned, there are several facets to this. There are also the fishermen too. There are people that go there to fish. Mm-hmm. And again, it's hard to tell, because we have some boats that, you know, you never know who's going to catch the fish. Sometimes it's the little guy that catches the gigantic fish, and all these fishing charters. What the heck? But it's all in good fun. So
that's and where is the range? I mean, can as far as your boat can go?
Yes.
Through the whole bay. So, and then they just have to get back here for the party, right?
Yes. So all submissions for the catch and release have to be submitted by 4:00 in order to be counted. And that's pretty much it. So the bay is your oyster.
And that's I like what you did there. Well, let's talk a little bit about the party. Okay. Now you mentioned that people can just come to party, as opposed to the fishing people. Bret, you and South Annapolis Yacht Center are hosting the party, and actually, I guess it's not called a weigh-in anymore, but the check-in for the anglers and everything else, and for the third year. I mean, why do you do that?
Well, I think when you think about any type of party or fundraiser or anything, the ambiance sets the tone. And having sort of watched the Fish for a Cure for a number of years, they always seem to struggle a little bit with location. That they could have a location that was very friendly for a boat to arrive, but wasn't great for a party. They had locations that were wonderful for a party, but you couldn't get there by boat. And when you think about the facility here at South Annapolis Yacht Center, we can provide both. And it seemed like what an opportunity to take a facility that is at the center of Annapolis, right at the heartbeat, downtown, allow people, anybody that wants to come by boat that's fishing in the tournament, we pretty much have space for. For those that want to come by car and just want to come here only for the party, we have plenty of parking. You can walk here, you can bike here, you can car here, you can ride share here. And to sum it up, we just have an incredible venue for this type of an event.
What drove you? I mean, you are the owner of the facility. What drove you to jump on this bandwagon?
Well, certainly, I think you said it a little earlier, pretty much everybody is touched by cancer at some point in their life. And then, so when you think about causes that are providing relief to those who need it the most, Fish for a Cure is known for that. So that was sort of box number one. When you think about owning a marine facility and people that enjoy the boating lifestyle, that's sort of box number two. And then the whole idea of people that can fish to fundraise. So you have all these fishermen that have this incredible passion. They can then apply that passion to raising money for such a great cause. It was really, how couldn't we get involved with this?
You have a boat?
Oh, I do have a boat.
You have a boat in Fish for a Cure?
You know what? I'm not a great fisherman. But I do love a party. Okay.
Oh, good. I was going to say, well, please tell me you're joining us at the party. Good.
So I will certainly be at the party to partake in all of the festivities. And it is really enjoyable to watch people come by boat. You know, these crews, they've been out fishing all day. They come here. It's the start of the party. And you can just feel the energy build from sort of the beginning of the first arrival all the way through the night.
people really do get behind this. I mean, I hear so many people, it's like, oh, you're going to the shore party, you're going to the shore party. And there are a couple signature parties in the area. And this is certainly one of them. I mean, you look at Bands in the Sand, you look at Boatyard Beach Bash, and this is probably the third one that is most commonly mentioned.
Yeah.
What's going on with the party? I'm not sure who's the party planner here, but what can we expect at the shore party?
Well, we don't have a lot to do with the planning, but I can sort of speak to the last 2 years. And I would say the events have been outrageous in a very positive way. The entertainment, the food, the tent, the lighting, the whole ambiance of the night, the energy of the people that are here. I would say it's one of the best parties that Annapolis throws of any event for the year. And for anyone who hasn't thought about attending, you don't have to have anything to do with fishing. You can come and support the event, and I guarantee you'll have a wonderful night.
It is a good night. And again, tickets for that are available at fishforacure.org, as well as you can register your boats as well. You mentioned about what drove you to bring this in here. And I will say that Annapolis and Anne Arundel County as a larger community, it tends to be very, very generous. And when they come together to work for a cause.
Yeah, I think that's very well said. And that's really why we're happy to be a sponsor and be involved with the event, because it's one of the things Annapolis is known for. Then you combine that with this event in particular, and it's great to be involved with.
The energy. Thank you for everything you said about the shore party, by the way. I feel like I could say those things, but I'm a little biased. I've been involved for so long. But you summed that up perfectly. And the energy of this whole event is very palpable. You can just feel the buzz throughout the area. Everybody starts wearing their Fish for a Cure gear and fundraising, and it builds, and then people want to get involved, and then they learn about what we do. And sometimes it's an evolution. They'll come to the party and they're like, oh, this is what you do. And then the next year they have a boat, and then the next year they're winning the tournament. Things like that. But the shore party is really a wonderful way to sort of display everything that we do and bring everybody together.
Bringing into the whole fishing analogy, you're really kind of hooking them.
You totally do. And we've got open bar, we've got dancing, we've got bands.
I know the food is incredible. That comes from all sorts of different restaurants around town.
Yeah, we really try hard to make it an incredible celebration of everybody's accomplishments.
The ways that we can support Fish for a Cure, obviously we can register a boat.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm assuming that we can just outright write a check or put a credit card in on fishforacure.org.
Anytime.
Sponsorships. Are you still looking for sponsors?
Always. We always have sponsorship opportunities. I believe that our title sponsorships have been filled already. We have several slots for those, but I believe there are some lower level sponsorships that are absolutely still available. So there are opportunities there. All of the contact information for sponsorships will be on our website. So if anybody wants to sponsor.
What about volunteers? I mean,
yes.
Parties don't just materialize.
You absolutely can use volunteers.
Do you need volunteers?
Always.
And you can do that and find out the links on fishforacure.org as well.
Yes, all of our contact information is there.
I think one of the things that is also interesting about this event is we talk about sponsors, and certainly, we're a sponsor by providing the facilities. There's all variations of sponsors. You could donate, but you could simply just come, buy a ticket, and come and enjoy the night. So this is really an event for everyone. Everyone can find a way to enjoy this event, which is, I think it's just a really cool aspect to it.
Well, it is. I mean, the timing, again, the date of this is going to be November 4th.
Correct.
And I don't think we even mentioned that earlier, but that is the date.
That's an important date, November 4th.
We talked about registering. That's Mischief Night, October 30th.
But be there on November 4th.
4th for the party and the fish.
And the shore party does sell out sometimes. Just a note, that has historically happened a few times. So if you want to go to the shore party, get your tickets. Because we've sold out a few times. Cancer
really touches us all in any number of different ways. Some more deeply than others. And it's something that we need to work on figuring out how to cure, which blows my mind that we can put computers and phones and put men on the moon, and we haven't quite figured this one out yet. It seems a little bit strange to me. I hope that this is the final podcast we ever do with this. I hope you guys say, well, we've got that cure, so we're not going to fish for it next year. And you have to come up with another way, something else to throw a great party. Thank you to Bret Anderson and the Andersons for supporting the cancer research and the cancer support that we need here in the community. I mean, there's so many different organizations that do it, and but certainly the Cancer Institute at Luminis Health is, paramount in the community. And this is going to just be a fantastic party. Again, the date is November 4th. You can purchase your tickets right now at fishforacure.org. You can register your boat. Is there a size limit on the boat? I mean, can I take a little 12-foot John boat or a little whaler out? And
yes.
I mean,
yes, there are people that register boats that actually aren't boats. They just want to fundraise. So they register a boat, air quotes here.
Okay.
But they just fundraise. So they get their team together. Yeah, you don't even have to have a boat or go on the water. Like our junior board, who is a group of high school kids, another really fantastic thing that we do, a program we have. They have a boat, but it's just a fundraising team. They don't actually have a boat.
That's cool.
No, you can have a dinghy and raise funds. You can have a gigantic yacht and go fishing and raise funds. The size of the boat does not matter.
Or you could just go fish off the end of a pier and see what you come up with.
You can.
That's awesome.
It's an event for everyone.
And of course, we got South Annapolis Yacht Center, which is a huge sponsor here. You got the land, dude. Yeah. The land and the water. I mean, that's two components of a party. It's
hard to have this party without one of the two, and we have both.
It's the perfect space for our party.
That is true. But who else are your major sponsors of this?
So our two tournament sponsors are Heller Electric and Carrollton Enterprises. And Heller Electric has been with us for quite some time.
But I guess the call to action is to go to fishforacure.org right now.
Yes.
Get that shore party ticket. If you have a boat, or if you don't have a boat, go register a boat. Get out there and raise some money, because gosh knows we need it. There's folks that are suffering with cancer. They're dealing with it right now. They're beating it. And they need all the support that they can get. And there's so many different ways that we can support it. And this is a huge way that you can do it and have fun too. I mean, it's a party with a cause. I mean, it's sort of an old euphemism, I guess, but it's apropos. What's happening here with Fish for a Cure for 17 years, which is amazing, is absolutely amazing. And what was the total dollar amount that you said you raised in that amount of time about?
$4.5 million. And
it's averaging out to about $600,000 per party, or per tournament or something.
Recently, those have been our last several years. It's been $600,000 is the average.
Okay, then the challenge is to bring it up to $750,000 this year. And
let's do it.
See how we can do. To Bret and Remy Anderson, thank you guys so much for what you do for the community, for offering up this for Fish for a Cure. I imagine you're going to be clearing out all these boats so we can party a little bit.
We're definitely going to be clearing the docks for the party, and we're really pleased to be a sponsor. It's a great event, and we look forward to another wonderful night. For everyone who's thinking about it, come and join us.
Again, November 4th. And to Lex Arizzi, thank you so much I know you haven't been involved for 17 years, for everything that you've done year after year to support this cause. And you've done a great job, and I'm looking forward to November 4th.
Thank you. I thank you, Bret, again, for your sponsorship, and to our tournament sponsors and all of our sponsors and captains and, volunteers, everybody. It really takes a village to pull something like this off. And we are just overflowing with gratitude for what the community brings to this event in all ways. So thank you to everybody.
This has been a bonus podcast from Ion Annapolis. Please visit us at ionannapolis.net. Follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Ion Annapolis. And if you haven't subscribed to the Daily News Brief podcast, go for it. And all of your local news will be delivered to your phone, tablet, or smart device by 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday.